It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to the Science Bowl. Here we are, starting out our 31st season in Prince George's County Public Schools, and we're testing science IQs. Test your own and play along with us today. Let's meet today's two teams. First, from Benjamin Tasker Middle School, would you please say hello to Cameron Ross, Joy O'Beary, and Anaya Satchel. And from Thomas Pullen Middle School, here they are. Say hello to Maxwell Ballet, Lauren Harris, and Jabria Minnis. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left. They're worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones, 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. Into the 2 rounds today, one of these two teams will come back to play Walker Mill for the chance to become the first of this year's 4 semifinalists in the middle school competition. That's what's at stake. Let's make sure everything works properly before we start. Red team, Joy, try your buzzer for me, please. Thank you. Good luck to you and to Anaya and to Cameron. And Lauren, give a push for the green team. They're all pushing over there. Looks and sounds good. Good luck to Max and to Lauren and Jabria. Congratulations, guys, for being picked to be here today. You are the ambassadors for your schools. You're winners just by being here today, so you should know that. Let's have a good game. May the better team win. We go alphabetically B before T, so Joy and Tasker. Let's play the Science Bowl.
Body systems for 10, please.
Body systems for 10 points to start out. Teams, a zombie arrives at Mother Goose's home in the comic strip, complaining that Mother Goose's dog Grim has made off with his thigh bone, otherwise known as this. Thomas Pullen.
A femur.
Femur, yeah. The dog stole the zombie's leg. Now, he wanted it back. Go green.
Dateline Science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, the Rosetta and the Philae spacecraft are in our minds. They are identified with the space program because they, for the first time ever, landed on one of these celestial bodies. Joy.
A moon?
Not a moon. Good try. Philae and Rosetta landed on one of these heavenly bodies, famous for having a head and a tail.
Asteroid?
A comet. A comet has a tail. No points. Try again. Green.
Science Potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, your question is as follows. While Mother Nature invented the axle, actually A-X-I-L in a plant, it took man to invent the what, Benjamin Tasker?
Wheel.
The wheel, that's right. Nature, for all of her wisdom, never came up with a wheel. It took us to do that. Go red. Nice answer. 55 to 60, almost tied.
Let's get physical for 5, please.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, when you put air in your bicycle tire or in a car tire, it is different from what happens at NASCAR because the race cars are filled entirely, their tires are filled entirely, Benjamin Tasker.
With helium?
Not with helium. Thomas Pullen, those tires that the NASCAR racers use on their cars are filled entirely with this gas, which makes up 4/5 of our air.
Hydrogen.
Nitrogen. Nitrogen. No points. Go again, red. Yes, ma'am.
Super 8 for 5.
Super 8 for 5 points. Teams, it's because she eats her mate that this spider gets its name. Thomas Pullen.
Black Widow.
The Black Widow, indeed. Yes, go green.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, little kids are sometimes called rugrats, and then sometimes they're likened to little critters that bite. Lauren?
Toddlers?
What?
Toddlers?
Not toddlers, no. Remember the category body systems. Benjamin Tasker, rugrats are sometimes also known as biters of these joints between your foot and your leg.
Ankle?
Ankle biters. Cameron knows that. Absolutely right. Good answer. Go red. Go Joy.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. You don't have to worry about getting stung by a bee if you're standing in a cornfield, because this process does not depend on insects if you're talking about corn plants. Benjamin Tasker.
Pollinating?
Yeah, pollination, because corn is wind pollinated. It doesn't have flowers that bees visit. All right, 70 to 65. Now you have a 5-point advantage. Go red.
Dateline science for 5, please.
Daylight science for 5 points. Team scientists now think that the longest lived vertebrates on Earth live just off the coast of Greenland. They are species of these fish that we associate with jaws.
Sharks.
Thomas Pullen.
Sharks.
The Greenland shark, yeah. Some, they think, live 400 or 500 years in the cold waters up there. Go green, please. Tie score, 70 all.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, most alcoholic beverages start out with plants, like beer. Most people do not know, though, that vodka, the source of vodka, are these underground tubers we sometimes call spuds. Thomas Pullen.
Potatoes.
Yes, you make vodka from potatoes. Good. Green.
Let's get physical for 10.
Good physical for 10 points. Teams, a bright pink reaction with phenolphthalein is made by one of these kinds of chemicals that registers between 8 and 14 on the pH scale. On the pH scale, if you're between 8 and 14, you are a base, not an acid, and not neutral. Try again, green.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo parade for 10 points. Teams, the biggest calf in the world does not come from a giraffe, but rather from this aquatic mammal. Benjamin Tasker.
A manatee?
Not a manatee. Good try. The biggest calf in the world does not come from a giraffe, but from this aquatic mammal.
A whale.
Specifically.
Blue whale?
Blue whale, that's right. A baby blue whale. All right. The buzzer has rung. We've had a quick first round here, and it is competitive. Look at that score. Benjamin Tasker, 70. Thomas Pullen, 85. Lots more Science Bowl straight ahead. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Simple moments are what make every day count.
Peace Corps is a life-defining leadership experience. Volunteers live, learn, and work with a community overseas for 27 months, providing grassroots assistance.
Peace Corps is special because volunteers get to work firsthand with community members. We build personal relationships. We are in the homes, we are in the community centers, we are in the organizations. We are just amongst the people, making decisions with them, interacting with them on a daily basis.
After the 2 years of serving the Peace Corps, I feel like I have brought something to the table. Looking back and seeing what I have given, I can honestly say that I've received 10 times as much back.
Explore how the Peace Corps can fit into your future. Be a volunteer.
Watch the full PSA at a screen near you. Visit peacecorps.gov/be.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. So nice to have you with us here today. Two outstanding schools. Here we are at the beginning of our 31st season, and competition is already hot. Almost a dead heat here. Before we ask any more science questions, a few personal ones, and let's find out about their schools. Let's go to Benjamin Tasker over there in Bowie, right off Route 50. Joy, who's your principal there?
Our interim principal is Mr. Brooks.
Wonderful. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Reynolds.
Miss Reynolds. She's a wonderful sponsor, and we always appreciate everything Ramona does for us here. She's been with us for many years. And Joy, you had an alternate on your team?
Yes, Najib.
Najib, and he'll be out in just a few moments, yeah, to join Miss Reynolds. Tell me about Benjamin Tasker. What do you really like about that school? You brag about it.
I love all the extracurricular activities there are, like debate club.
Like debate club, yeah. What else do you have? Do you have a band? Do you have an orchestra there?
Yeah, there is an orchestra, chorus, and band.
Yeah. Well, a school has a great reputation, and we can see why. Students like you are here. Tell me about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
I like to join extracurricular activities.
Yeah. Are you in the debate club?
No, I want to be.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you have to argue, and if you're a good arguer, and if you win your arguments, that's a good place to be. What do you want to do when you get older?
I want to be a neurosurgeon.
Neurosurgeon. You told me earlier you really like medicine, and yeah, we need very good neurosurgeons, people with steady hands there. All right, Joy, nice to have you back, because you've been here before.
Yes.
Nice to have you back on set. And you're a 6th grader, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Anaya, nice to have you here, also a returning player, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you like about Science Bowl?
I like how it's fun and it gives you a chance to have teamwork with your friends.
Boy, I couldn't have said that better myself, because 3 heads are better than 1, right?
Yeah.
And it's nice to share ideas, and boy, sometimes that's the way you win the game, and you guys do that really, really well. What do you want to do someday, Anaya?
Become a judge.
Yeah, and so you're going to be a lawyer first? Yeah. And then why a judge?
Because last year when I was in 5th grade, I got to have experience. It was a project we had to do in class, and I really liked doing it.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of doing projects. Sometimes you have this epiphany. Wow, this is something I could do when I grow up. Cameron, nice to have you here. Now, you're also interested in the law, aren't you? You want to go to law school? Do you too want to be a judge someday? Why not?
I think that law is very interesting to me because I would like to put anyone who is not doing the right thing on the right path in a place where they belong.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the world is full of a lot of bad guys. And we've got to make sure that we keep people as safe as we can, and the law does that. An advocate for people. That's just wonderful. What do you do in your spare time, Cameron?
Like Joy, I do the extracurricular activities, and I would also like to do a professional dance team.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's great. Well, multi-talented young lady. Good to have you with us. Thomas Pullen, nice to have you guys here. Lauren, welcome back. You've played this before, and experience shows, as we saw at Tasker. Tell me about Pullen. Principal.
Miss Lucas Adams.
Wonderful. And I know Adams is out there behind you. And your sponsor, the one and only?
Mr. Manning.
Mr. Manning, yes indeed. He has been at the school since 2007. He's just the best.
Absolutely.
One of the best science teachers ever, and he is, no one supports our show more than he and Miss Reynolds do. So my hat off to both of you. Tell me, any alternates on your team?
Julian Orta and Eminique Fusi.
We'll bring them out in just a few moments here.
Yes.
Best thing about Pullen, it's a performing arts school, and you guys are all
drama majors.
You're all drama. You're all actors over there. So if these guys seem comfortable on camera, it's for good reason. Is that the best part of the school?
Well, I'm biased, but I would say that our arts program is amazing, and we have everything from media, dance, art, drama, the music programs. It's really phenomenal.
So if you're a performer, that's the place to be, it sounds like. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And you want to be a professional actress someday.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see. You just got that. You got that charisma going. And Jabria, you're also an actress.
Yes.
And what else do you do?
I like cooking and taking pictures, being photography in general. I just
enjoy that.
Yeah, because we were talking earlier about people who photograph their food when they go to restaurants, because you want to be an entrepreneur and a chef, so maybe someday people will be taking pictures of your food and emailing them and texting them. I don't know what that does, but it's good advertisement, isn't it? Yeah. What's your specialty? What do you like to make?
I can make do
you make chocolate chip cookies?
Yes.
Did you bring any today?
No.
I could have given you 20 extra points. 20 extra points. I'm just joking. Good to have you here, Jabria. Max, you have been in commercials.
Yes.
You were in a commercial for the National Aquarium up in Baltimore, so you've already got your theater chops there. Now, do you want to be a professional actor?
I consider it.
Yeah, but you're also thinking about going to the Naval Academy, aren't you?
Yes.
And you have a very definite goal. You want to be something called an MAA. For the audience that doesn't, anyone out there who doesn't know, what is an MAA?
An MAA is a Master at Arms. They're similar to the military police, and they enforce naval laws and regulations.
So you want to go into law enforcement then? Yeah, yes. Very good. Well, a great ambition. Nice to have you back, because you've been here before as well. Let's get back to our game. 85 for Pullen, 70 for Tasker. Lots of high-valued questions still remain. Green team gave me the last correct answer, so would you start out, Lauren, please?
15. I'll have body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, big words, but I hope a simple answer for you. Some people that are suffering today are for rotator cuff surgery. They are giving up rotator cuff surgery and opting for something called PRP, which is rich plasma that is enriched with what P-initialed part of the blood that helps the blood to clot. The P-initialed part of the blood that helps it to clot. What you got? Anybody? No guesses? Platelets. Platelets are what they are. Okay, try again, Green.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, the great red spot on the planet Jupiter is actually one of these giant storms that here on Earth, Thomas Pullen. Hurricanes. It's a giant nonstop hurricane. Yes, I was about to say tropical storms that we name here on Earth. Go again, Green.
Let's get physical for 15.
For 15 points. Teams, just as this world was running out of this gas, which is the second most abundant element in the solar system, we discovered a new field of it underground in Tanzania. Name that gas.
Carbon dioxide?
Not carbon dioxide, no. What gas, which is the second most abundant element in the solar system, but is now very rare here on Earth. We were running out of it. We are running out of it. They've just discovered a whole new supply of it underground in Tanzania.
Hydrogen?
Helium. Because they were talking last year at the Thanksgiving Macy's Day Parade that, boy, we all these big balloons, how much longer can we get enough helium here? Okay, go Green.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade for 15 points. Teams, back in 1855, Congress spent $30,000 to establish an Army Corps made up entirely of these humped ships of the desert. Tasker.
Camels?
Yes, the U.S. Camel Corps. Can you believe that? We had a Camel Corps at one time. No more. Thank you, Cameron, for your assist. I think humped was the key word there. And a lot of you know, you listen for that key word because I'm going to give it away if you listen carefully. Go red. 85-95. 10 down, Joy.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline science for 15 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. At the recent Olympics in Rio, this was the mascot, Vinicius. Vinicius is a compendium of all the major Brazilian animals, including this largest cat in the Western Hemisphere. Name that cat. Benjamin Tasker.
Jaguar?
You got that right. There's a part of a jaguar in Vinicius there. Nicely done. Go, red. In the lead by 5.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, your question is as followed. Here in the U.S., the desert tortoise is not endangered, but there are so few left that it is considered with this term to describe the fact that there are very few left. Not endangered, but this. Thomas Pullen. What you got? You rang in? The desert tortoise is not rare. No, it is rare, we know, but it is not endangered, but it is still considered at this classification level. What do you think, ladies? It is threatened. Threatened. Go again, red.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, In Florida recently, there was an outbreak of algae, a huge algal bloom that was made up of cyanobacteria. Cyano is spelled C-Y-A-N-O because what color were those bacteria? Give me the color. Benjamin Tasker.
Red.
Not red. Cyanobacteria, C-Y-A-N-O. They were the reason why all of these algae started to bloom. What color were they?
Cyan.
More information, please.
Blue. Blue?
Blue, that's what I want. Cyano means blue, like in cyanotic if you turn blue. Go red. Excuse me, go green. Correct? Thank you.
Dateline Science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, disturbing news recently that baby powder could be linked to certain forms of cancer. Baby powder, as we know, contains this softest of minerals. Can you name it? Softest of minerals. Thomas Pullen.
I'd like to pass it to Maxwell.
Max?
Talc.
Talc, absolutely right. Talcum powder. Good answer. Go. Green.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. A multiple choice question for you, teams. The Juno spacecraft is not going to plow into Jupiter when it is finished working. It's going to incinerate in space so as to keep any radiation from contaminating which of the following moons of Jupiter? Europa, Phobos, or Styx? Which of those three is a moon of Jupiter? Europa, Phobos, or Styx?
Phobos.
Not Phobos, nope. Thomas Pullen, Europa, Phobos, or Styx, one of the moons of Jupiter that they hope not to contaminate when Juno incinerates.
Europa?
Europa it is, yes. Phobos is a moon of Mars, and Styx is one of the moons of the former planet Pluto. Go green.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor if you would, please. Creepy looking. This peanut insect belongs to the order known as Hemiptera, which means along with bed and stink, it is one of the only true whats? Thomas Pullen.
Bugs.
Bugs. Yes, bed bug, stink bug, and peanut bug. Good. Go green.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Listen carefully, team. Some of you are going to be lawyers. A forensic odontologist is sometimes called into court when the judge wants to know if a criminal left these on his victim. Thomas Pullen.
Fingerprints.
Not fingerprints. A forensic odontologist is called into court to testify if they're trying to determine if a criminal left these on his victim.
Bacteria?
Bite marks. Odontologist sounds like dentist. Try again, green.
Zooprey for 20.
Zooprey for 20 points, teams. The facial tumors on this largest carnivorous marsupial are only the second kind of contagious cancer found in the animal kingdom. Name that marsupial. Joy.
A kangaroo?
Not the kangaroo. Largest carnivorous marsupial. Name it, Thomas Pullen.
Loris.
What you got?
Loris?
The Tasmanian devil. The Tasmanian devil. We've seen them with those big tumors on their faces. The population is disappearing quickly. There is some hope, though, that there is some natural immunity there. Go again, green.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. I know you're going to get this one. It's because of its resemblance to renal organs that this bean gets its name. Benjamin Tasker?
Kidney bean?
The kidney bean, absolutely right. Renal organs, that's kidneys. All right, come on, you're coming back. 120, 170, all those 25 pointers are left. Joy, where?
Dateline Science for 25, please.
Dateline Science for 25 points, teams. This disease, making a comeback in Africa, was thought to have been eliminated by Walter Reed.
Ebola.
Benjamin Tasker?
Ebola?
Not Ebola. Thomas Pullen. Go ahead.
Polio.
Not polio, no. Walter Reed, when he was in Panama, came up with a vaccine for yellow fever, which is now coming back in Africa. Listen for all my clues here. Try again, red. You can still do it.
Science potpourri for 25, please.
Potpourri for 25 points. Teams, it's been in the news. I need the full name. Don't be impulsive on this one. Samsung is recalling all of its new cell phones because batteries, these kinds of batteries, are exploding and bursting into flame. I want the exact name of that battery, Thomas Pullen.
I like to pass it to Maxwell.
Max?
Lithium ion.
Lithium ion, that's what I want to hear. Good. Green.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams. The most prescribed drug in America is to treat this T-initialed gland in your neck that helps to control. Yes, Thomas Pullen.
Thyroid.
Thyroid it is, yes. Levothyroxine, the most prescribed drug in America. Go.
Let's get physical for 25.
Get physical for 25 points. Teams, if you go out tonight with your telescope and you're looking up in the sky and you see this cloudy mass of stars that looks like the head of a horse, you're looking at one of these N-initial kinds of phenomenons.
Nebula.
A nebula?
A nebula. You're looking at the Horsehead Nebula. Absolutely right. Thank you, Max. Go, Lauren.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25 points, teams. Even though grasshoppers don't have bones, they can break their legs. And if they do, a cuticle grows over top of this hard substance that is on the outside of their body. Exoskeleton. What is that called?
Exoskeleton?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Cameron. Oh, the buzzer says we can't get to that last question. It looks like Thomas Pullen has done it. We'll double check that score and be right back with you. Don't go away.
If you're like most families, you probably have video game fans in your home. But not every game is right for every kid, which is where the ESRB ratings come in. They help parents make informed decisions for their kids. And there's an easy-to-use mobile app that gives you detailed info on specific game ratings. Video game consoles have parental controls that you can set to block certain games by age rating, so they get all the fun, and you get peace of mind.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her, thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. We hope you enjoyed this game at home as much as we did here. Everybody wants to win, but as I tell the students, everyone is a winner because they're here representing their schools, and we are proud of all of these elite students here today. Our final tally is Benjamin Tasker 145, Thomas Pullen 245, so the green team is all smiles over there, Jabria and Laura and Maxwell, and they're not acting. This is for real. Mr. Manning is back there too, and Julian and Emily, congratulations to you as well. Let's see the nice big smiles here. You guys were 6th graders up against 8th graders here. Joy, Anaya, and Cameron, you did a fantastic job here today. Najib, he was here last year. He's a great player. We're glad to have him here. Ms. Reynolds, thank you for all you do for Science Bowl and for what you did for these young people. And we thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the Science Bowl. Bye-bye.